Howdy, y'all.
How
How you guys doing?
music, man? That's a nice little playlist.
I know, it's great. I love it. It gets us going. Had to get my hat out for this. This is great.
Of course.
Personally, Kirby, I'm glad that's all you've got out for it.
Wow.
I mean, if you got some chaps that happen to be backwards.
I did want to buy boots when I was in Nashville, but
Boots?
they're expensive. They're expensive.
They are. They last
I
a long
mean,
time.
no, you can last them a lifetime too.
I mean, no surprise they are good quality. The ones that I saw Brad and them get. But let's do introductions. My name's Kirby Downey. That there is.
Jonny Harrison. Sorry, I was finishing my beer.
And we've got Matt and Jess with us from Mad Scientist Workshop. They're cool Star Wars nerds from Texas.
Awesome
Hence
friends of
that,
ours.
Like,
Both love a drink, so we're in for some good content, Kirby.
So there we go. I've got my normal. We'll do it properly.
Do this properly, Kirby.
We got a little segment
Got
on
another
this
jingle.
on this little show. We got another jingle.
Nice.
Bing. Ching. What are they drinking?
Okay, that's hilarious.
I love a good jingle.
It's not hilarious. That's dead serious.
I know what you're drinking if you have preference or availability.
I mean, Johnny likes to switch it up with different beers.
I'm known to go through some beers.
That's your business, man?
What are you guys drinking down there in Texas?
Drinking 2-star bourbon whiskey.
2-star. I've never heard of 2-star.
Dude, they've shown us up right here.
So I'm drinking a Robert Mondavi barrel-aged red wine.
So it's 8.
You're dropping some knowledge on us right here.
I mean, it's whiskey barrel-aged, so it smells like whiskey, but it tastes like wine.
That does sound good. That sounds incredible.
Yeah, we need to
I've
get some
got-
of that in there.
I've got some Gentleman Jack basic stuff, but because it's a special evening, I thought I'd bring out the single barrel select as well for a wee nip.
Ooh, that's
For a
good
wee
stuff.
nip.
Feel like I've been shown right up here.
And what are you drinking, Johnny?
I was like, it's
Well, I've scraped the barrel today. I've finished all the beer in the house. I wanted to say this morning then, but it's just been a long afternoon.
Yeah, fair enough.
And now I've moved on to a nice bottle of rum.
Nice.
the Kraken, yeah.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, I go through a lot of it.
It's like that stuff's like water here. It just flows out of every bar.
It literally flows out of me.
I forgot I was wearing a hat.
There's
Yeah,
I was imagining I had my eyes closed, like, yeah, I would.
Oh, Brandon Walters says he has a 15-year KWV brandy, if that counts, also known as Brunnevein, brown wine. In South Africa, brandy flows. It's in the rivers. It's everywhere. Brandy, that's what you drink anywhere.
Okay.
I thought in South Africa you just drink anywhere, like anything, anywhere.
I mean, sort of.
I mean,
That prohibition.
here, brandy, for sure. In Texas, though, we have whiskey distillers by the dozen. So, especially in Dallas, where we are,
Yeah.
you go get some new age whiskey, age it yourself. That's the best evaluation.
There's so much stuff. I can't wait till the world opens up and we can get you guys down here. There's so many fun places we're going to take you.
Oh no, we got to get there. Me and Kirby are planning a trip. You'll see. All will be revealed.
Video of y'all, and then we'll post it on your podcast. That's literally like y'all blowing some stuff up here in.
It's going to be great. Like when you told us we can come to your farm and just blow things up. That
Yeah,
sounds-
boy.
Let's
that
go.
I mean, you
I
want
mean-
stress relief.
I
I'm just saying.
there's levels. So there's like tannerite level where like absolute explosion. But then I mean we have options.
It's just it's such a different way of thinking. Like for example, like Sarah wanted to try and buy like mace online. You can't even get that here. Like the best you get is a threat marker, which is like it's blue paint basically.
That's getting that bad.
I mean, if you really want to go, so can you buy wasp spray there? Do you have wasps there?
Not really. Like bees are protected here, so I doubt.
Oh wow.
So we have this little version of bees called wasps that they don't make honey.
Oh no,
Right.
bees suck. Wasps suck because they just sting you repeatedly.
Right. So in my opinion, I've always told my friends, like, don't get like pepper spray. Just go get wasp spray and keep that in your car because it's the same type of thing, but it won't go back on you and basically blind your attacker until.
We got bug spray. I don't know.
That'll work too.
That'll work.
I'm just imagining Kirby's wife like going at an attacker with like a can of deodorant, like.
Put a lighter in front of it, and then you're going full Texas.
Homemade
no
flamethrower, man.
No.
Sounds like you got experience with that.
It sounds like we need to put together a care package for y'all.
That'll be great. It'll be
some
great.
of that wine stuff in it as well.
Need some
If
beaver
you-
nuggets in there too.
Oh yeah.
Beaver nuggets. Beaver nuggets, that's so good. So
You
good.
like to be crazy when I was like, here's some beaver nuggets from Buc-ee's. And it's like, if you've ever been to the States and you've ever been to Texas or the South. I mean,
So
Buc-ee's is gas station stop that is like essential to life. It just is.
So Buc-ee's is basically a cult in Texas. It's a massive gas station where you just buy so much stuff, and they've got this stuff called beaver nuggets, which is like popcorn laced in crack. It's amazing.
Basically.
So addictive.
Crack plus sugar. Like, sugar crack.
Yeah.
Just pure crack. And it's great. It's like you can see the oil oozing out of the bag. It's amazing.
Yeah, me and Kirby don't stay around for no reason.
I was like, if you really want to see the oil ooze out of anything, so in Dallas, where we live, is the Texas State Fair, which happens about September range. So you're able to make states, and we're going to do multiple things, and we have you for about a week. Like, we can take you to, there's fried butter. You can get fried butter at the State Fair. What else do we fry?
Fry everything.
We fry everything, but
I know.
fried butter is the weirdest thing. I don't think I've ever tasted that. Fried Snickers has to be my number one favorite fried type of food, though.
I'm not a fan of Snickers.
Fried cheesecake, fried Twinkies, also a
Those are
thing
good.
that happens in the South.
We had, I had fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh, that'll work. I'll eat that on a Tuesday.
There you go, Kirby. That'll do it.
I think that reached a limit to me where I was just like, this is a bit like I wasn't sure about it, but like,
Jesus,
but again, everything at that party tasted like not even the cocktails were good at that party, so I couldn't really trust the food.
That's not a good sign.
Nah.
I mean,
We need some chicken fried chicken steak, and we'll be all good here.
no,
You
that
remember that,
confused
Dallas.
confused me so much.
What the hell is a fried chicken steak?
Fried chicken steak.
Yeah, but it's
So
not
it's
chicken.
chicken.
It's not chicken.
There's a version that's chicken, there's a version that's steak, so you gotta pick. So chicken
it's
fried chicken
just-
steak is
It's a
steak.
battered steak
Fried
that's
chicken
being
chicken.
fried.
It's chicken.
The one that I had was a chicken fried steak,
And
which I was like, oh, cool, it's a steak of chicken that's fried.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Bring it on.
Cut it open, and it's like grey.
It's beef.
And I was just like,
it's moo cow right
wait a
there.
minute.
That's a
And I
weird.
eat into it, and it was like, this doesn't taste like chicken.
Yeah.
So I was like, I asked him, it's like, does your chicken I was everybody, it's like, does your chicken taste weird? And Matt's just like, that ain't chicken.
It's steak.
That's steak. I was like, but it says chicken. And then you explain that, like, no, when you deep fry something, it's called chicken fried instead of deep fried. And it's just, it blew my mind. I tell everybody,
It's not a term we use in the South. We call it chicken fried.
Just wasn't that at lunch at the first SolidWorks World?
Yep. Dallas.
yes.
I mean, like the whole lunch is all we talked about what chicken fried was.
All the South Africa over there are all right, depending. Is
It's good.
confusing for him.
Yeah, I mean, like, you were the only locals there, which was great. Like, it was good to hang out with locals, and that's where we met Matt, and then a year later we met Jess at 3D Experience World with
I mean,
Magic
you
Wheelchair
picked up
stuff.
He used my truck to pick y'all up at one point, though. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, that was useful. Thanks for a lot.
Yeah. We
My
went to a
big
party in
white
that truck.
with with seat 6 people, and y'all are like, this is the biggest truck thing we've ever been in our lives, and we're like, this is a small truck. Like, what are you talking about? This is like a short bed.
Yeah, American roads are a bit bigger than ours.
Yes, they are large.
I mean,
Kirby
Like,
drives like the smallest car known to man. Well, not the smallest.
You drive the same car, Johnny.
Yeah,
Which just goes a bit quicker.
Uses more power.
Yeah, even a little Ford Fiesta in these streets is just a bit
Kirby's
narrow.
mirror still got took off.
I've lost the wing mirror. I've been sideswiped, parked up.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's also because like big 18-wheeler trucks try to come down my road as a shortcut.
oh,
Like where you live?
Yeah, it's like it's barely wide enough for a car, and then trucks come down there. It's
I
a
love Brandon's
bucky.
comment. It's a Becky.
A truck. So Brandon says a truck transports cargo. It's a bucky.
It's a bucky.
So your pickup truck, South Africans call that a bucky.
Okay.
Yeah, and a truck to us is a lorry. It's a 18-wheeler. It carries stuff. I mean, a bucky can carry stuff too, but not as much.
No. Mm-mm. Like, my little truck carried a couple loads of house moving and
Well, it depends,
six people per cabin. And
depends how high you want to stack it. I mean,
we have things called dualies that are like diesels
Yep.
with double sets of tires on the back end on the front.
I mean, three of us jumped into the back of it was an Uber. It was a Ford F-250 that had raised suspension. Like your Uber. That was in Dallas.
Okay, you had like a step ladder to get up on it?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
And there were three of us in the back, and we still had like elbow room.
Oh yeah, you don't get that here. You like touching to touch.
Yeah, we don't snuggle here in the South. It's too
America's it's like 3 inches between, nothing less.
hey,
Julie,
you like our personal
double bucky.
space, okay?
You don't get that in England.
snuggle with him. But that's about it. Anybody else? I'm like, no.
I mean, like, did your Mustang have good elbow room as well, or is that?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's got a center console between you, but
It's got a supercharger now. Forget the center console.
it's not really what it's built for now.
Supercharger right now. I'm like, ah!
And what you pick up your groceries in that now?
Yeah, point A, point B, real quick.
Oh yeah, nothing unfreezes or thaws out in that thing for sure.
Exactly, the food arrives fresh.
And
Did you take the Mustang out in the snow that you guys had?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, whenever you do that kind of modification to a vehicle, you have to have the ECU retuned so it fits the new injectors, the supercharger, and the like. And I had to have it towed over there because I wasn't going to drive my truck and a trailer in the ice. And then, well, I guess preface before that, I had scheduled all this before Ice Apocalypse was supposed to happen in Texas. And then,
we're gonna deal with that as well.
Guess what? The weather changed. Surprise, surprise. And so I had it tuned and then had to drive it back, which was interesting but okay until I got almost to the neighborhood. And of course, less traveled roads froze over harder. And I had a very slight incline that I started making it up and just stopped and just started sliding back.
So I'm behind him in my front wheel drive Caddy, like just like rolling, like I don't know what to do. Like I can't like bump him with my Cadillac and like.
I mean, you could.
Right. Yeah,
Matt can buff it right out. He's got the technology.
Real quick.
Man's a genius with them paints.
I know. So a couple people jumped out. This is Texas. Everybody helps everybody else. That's a part of our culture down here. And so like 6 other people are like pushing his Mustang like back down this thing so he can get around to the neighborhood.
So thanks.
Somebody had a salt shaker. I'm shaking.
Yeah, pouring salt on the ice. So thanks.
I mean, yeah, we like that's one thing we found when we were in Dallas. It's just that in any of the bars, you just chat to anybody, and they're happy to just chat with.
Kirby, let's be honest. We do that wherever we are. Sometimes it goes well. Sometimes it doesn't.
But in the South, we're like, yeah, can we give you a ride somewhere? Like, let's go. We'll be fine.
Pretty much, like we
Matt-
knew Matt all of one day, and we got into a truck with him.
That's true, actually. You gave me the responsibility of your lives because I was driving.
Yeah, you don't look like a serial killer. It's all good.
Yeah. Plus, plus it was free booze at the destination. So
Yeah, it was like follow the credit card.
On the credit card.
Yeah. Now we have a bigger bar than we did before. So.
Yes, we did.
much bigger. Johnny and I are trying to figure out if we can rent an RV and drive from Boston to Atlanta.
We can, dude. I've worked out the prices, the driving license requirements. We're all good to go.
It's actually there's quite a few places that do that.
Yeah, we know. Well, I know. I've researched.
Atlanta, though, like it's not that far to us at that point.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take some detours.
I mean, we could always just keep going.
Right?
I was like, if you're gonna go anywhere in the south, just like make it all the way to Texas.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when hopefully everything works out and we can go to Atlanta next year. We want to try and make a big trip out of it and hopefully come around to Dallas and go and explore more of Texas.
So why Atlanta? Is that a target destination for something?
It's
it's easy to fly into.
Is it really?
Really?
Yeah, it's a massive airport, so a lot of international flights go through there. So
kind of like Dallas Fort Worth.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
I knew Dallas.
So like most people that flew into Nashville from international places had to go via other airports. There was only direct flights to the UK every second day.
Every second day, once a day, every second day.
If you put in a city that has a massive airport, it's much easier, and they always keep it south in case there's any bad snow. But I mean, you guys had some insane snow.
Yeah, well, to be fair, when we went to Nashville, they chanced it, and it was almost backfired.
Yeah, it was freaking weird. Something crazy Arctic front, and all of a sudden we're literally 0 degrees outside.
Yeah, and
Not the wind chill.
and we were some of those people that you hear about. So like we had rolling blackouts. So we had power for a little while, and then it was like an episode of Chopped where the power would come back on. It was like, all right, we're ready. Let's make dinner. Like right now. Because we don't know when power's going to come back on, and we can't traverse out. So we ate a lot of soup.
Yeah, lots of soup.
We had some meatloaf that we ate twice in a row for lunch and dinner later that day.
Yeah, we may do.
Oh gosh, when the electricity was on, we made so much coffee and a Keurig because that was not something that we were ultimately prepared for. We did not have like pour over coffee, and like we were one of those people. We have a gas fireplace. We have a gas stove top, and it's all.
So you can keep yourself warm.
But
Yep.
oh my gosh, like so many of our fellow Texans, like our homes are just not built for that. And so some people's pipes froze, and so when it unfroze, they exploded. And so like drywall from the ceiling coming down on their heads, water's everywhere. So we had to like completely shut down water supply. Some cities are still in Mississippi, like can't get water.
I mean, it's like the opposite here. When it gets a little too hot, the houses here are built to keep the heat in. So when it gets hot, it gets hot. But it's quite funny. A lot of these South African like groups and all that I'm in, there's a thing in South Africa called load shedding, which is basically the government's way of conserving energy by cutting down entire districts' power off the grid. There's a schedule and everything. Your power gets cut off from this point to this point. So it was quite interesting to see like all the Texas being like, we got no power, and the South Africans being like, welcome to the club.
What happens really though is, Matt, the power goes out in South Africa and burglaries in that area go through the roof.
Really?
Really?
So
Is that right, Kirby?
In Texas,
Well, sort of.
that wouldn't happen.
Well, it might, but might not go well.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Like you can come in my house, but you won't leave it the same way.
Yeah, in Texas, you really don't want to value someone else's possessions over your own life. It's not smart.
Yeah, you got guns. We've got paint in a can.
I will blind you and give you a high at the same time.
Like the college that I went to here in Texas, we said "Suns up, guns up," and our theme was "Wreck 'em."
No, here we're just like, don't mess with us. This shit's oil based.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It'll be hell to get out of your clothes.
Brandon's saying that one of the main reasons for the load shedding is because the coals at the power stations got wet. The thing is, like, I can't help but laugh because, like, I'm not surprised.
Well, there's enough oil and gas production here that we should have been fine, but we've been ultimately reduced for overall consumption and like how much we can burn, how much we can use. And that was part of the issue. And then of course, they started to like up their game, like, oh yeah, but like here in Texas, like oil is big. Like we're in Dallas, like most of the people like make
it's like what? Isn't gasoline cheaper than water?
Pretty much.
I mean, not yet. Especially with the gas going up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure actually.
Yeah, don't start, Matt. Gas going up. What are you at, like $3 a gallon?
Depends where you go. Well, where's y'all's gas at?
Hang on, I'll work it out for you.
So
I filled
because we do per liter.
Liter.
Oh, that's true.
Gallon.
And it's probably in pounds.
I paid, so yesterday I paid $2.26 per gallon.
Where'd you find that?
In Dallas.
It's a good deal.
Oh, Kirby's
I
gone.
went to the airport. That never
Yeah, he
happened.
left me.
Oops.
Oh, he's back.
Okay, it's not a blackout. My camera's gone weird.
I was like, it's blackout. Oh, God. He's on emergency power.
So, this morning, I paid $7.76 per gallon for regular gas.
Holy crap.
Yep.
Not even in.
Now ask me why we don't have Mustangs here and trucks.
I'm gonna try and fix my camera.
You would cry.
My car's bad enough.
Brandon, yes, we did have blackouts because of the below zero temps, but our main controller of our electric is independent, not state run, not government run. So that's they try to do rolling blackouts, so our overall grid didn't absolutely break down, and it wasn't done well.
Well,
So
Yeah. It's just based like a similar thing happens in London if it gets too much snow. It's not prepared for it because there's no snow plows or anything like that. It's just
No.
I was here in London in 2009 where they had the worst snow in 18 years. It was only about so deep, but buses couldn't run, transport couldn't run, everything was just shut down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix my light.
Kirby, while you're messing on, I have a perfect game for this opportunity because I know I actually won't be bottoming this one. It's called Horsepower Roulette.
Oh, God.
There we go.
So Matt and Jessie.
Again.
Matt's going to win, I'm assuming.
Horsepower roulette, huh?
Okay, what's horsepower roulette?
Are you sure?
Basically,
he's gonna come at me?
you state the horsepower of your car, and whoever's lowest is buying the next round when we're all together.
I mean, I'll buy it. Straight up.
I mean, I know Matt knows exactly what his is because he just got his tuned.
It's a true story.
Here's a way to flip it up. It's that what is the duck power of your car?
Oh, dang.
Oh, no.
Didn't we?
Shall I get the duck power converter up?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we were on the chat the other day, started doing duck power conversions.
I probably was at work selling people Cadillacs, so.
How many duck power is a Cadillac?
3? That's, I don't know. Which one?
Brandon drives a little.
There's the V Escalade, there's the diesel Escalade, there's the CT5V, CT4V, 8-cylinder V.
Do we count down on acceleration? No, we don't, Brandon.
I mean, what do you want?
Let's see. Where is that conversion?
It's I've got it up.
Horsepower to duck power. So Brandon says he drives a Hyundai Getz 1.4. Like, those are old.
You get minus 20, Brandon.
Gotta get a Getz. I remember that was their slogan. Gotta get a Getz.
Okay,
Get? Okay, we don't have those here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, be glad.
Yeah, they're too small. They're too small for your roads.
Stop selling the
Dude.
Nissan.
I saw it.
In Spanish, it meant like no go. And so we stopped selling them here in the South because we have a lot of people that speak Spanish. So it was literally like the car's name meant no go. So it wouldn't go.
I was at the shops earlier today and I saw a Mini. There was a car park like that and a car park like that. And he wanted that parking there. And he just kind of like went in between them to go for him. I was just like, you cheeky bugger, but your car's small enough.
Hey, if you can get away with it.
We don't sell as many minis here in the Dallas area.
I mean, Brandon, if you're 130 kilograms, surely that would increase your downhill acceleration.
Is there
Depends how steep the hill is.
I need more. Do you need more?
Yes. You can bring the bottle.
I remember back in South Africa managing to reach 180 kilometers per hour in my friend's grandmother's Hyundai Atos. A little yellow one. 180 down Atlas Road, Brandon. You should know Atlas Road. Yo.
You were going 180 kilometers an hour?
Yeah, in like a Bradman. It was great. Greatest time of my life.
Dude, you'll have to come in my car. We'll hit 200.
Yeah, the Hyundai Getz is like a Chevy Spark.
Oh, okay. Is it electric at all, or is it still just gasoline?
Absolutely
No.
not. Nice. 1.4 petrol.
The spark's just from the rust
Like
dragon.
you can't even get you can't get Tesla in South Africa. There's no infrastructure for any electric vehicles.
Well, it would
in
be
South
a bit
Africa.
inconvenient with all the blackouts.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Kirby, right? What we talking horsepower on your little Fiesta?
I think mine's like 100.
On a Fiesta?
I don't know. This is all over my head.
Kirby's like, does it move?
Electric in South Africa, we can't even power our houses. How are they going to power the cars?
Matt's got to be pushing 400-ish. Up. We talking more than 5? Oh, damn.
Try 6.
506 or 560.
No, 600.
Oh, damn.
And that's to the wheels. That's not crank horsepower. If you do crank horsepower, it's just over 7.
Oh, Kirby, he's made you look like a right mug.
No,
I should race.
it's stupid fast now.
I have a hard time when I'm in that vehicle of not absolutely screaming like a girl when he's accelerating. Like last night, he was like listening for the whine, and I started screaming, and he was like, oh, "Is that the whine?" And he was like, "Oh no, it's you."
Different whine, eh, Matt?
Yeah, she can't not scream whenever I accelerate quick.
I mean,
Have
I'll probably scream as well.
You might. I was
Have
like,
you
I
naught
need
to
a
60 there?
5-point harness. I need like a car seat at this point. Like I need to feel secure.
Well, you'll find out when you come over here. We'll go for rides.
You quarter mile timed it yet?
Not yet.
It's coming.
I don't think the stock clutch would hold an actual hard quarter-mile run. It's meant for, about 3-something hundred horsepower, and so now I'm pushing its life.
Yeah, say bye-bye. It's hanging on.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't even introduced your friends that are famous, though.
Which friends? The droid friends?
The droid friends. There's
Yes.
more droids in our home than there are humans
You're making more droids.
I'm always...
every day.
It's an addiction, man. Once you start with one, it just adds up quickly.
Well, I mean, I was printing this. I was going to follow your tutorial on finishing, but it failed, and it printed like shite.
It didn't look too bad up to that point, though.
It's gone now. It's in about 6 pieces. He's just chugged it.
No, it eventually lifted off the bed, and it was wobbling around too much on the bed, so it actually didn't
Hey,
print
Kirby,
too nicely.
was that on your
Johnny.
the new Voxelab sellout printer you got?
Oh, the Voxelab Aquila,
That was
$179.
smooth transition.
If you haven't heard, Matt, Kirby has become the biggest sellout in the last few months you'll ever meet.
Absolutely. To be fair, like the print quality isn't too bad on that stuff. That was just shit.
Oh yeah, it's great if you want to print benchies all day, every day.
I'm gonna print something else bigger. I'm gonna try and reinforce it. Like, I need to tune it as well. It's not very well tuned, but we'll get there.
Well, I
Right
tell you, that Voxelab resin, though, I love that thing. That's an amazing printer.
Did you get yourself one?
I did.
So
I'm
good.
still playing with it, learning the supports on it because it's totally different than FDM.
I printed this, and these are printed in place.
Wait, those are flexible?
No. It's just it's articulating, so it's got a hinge in it and it's printed in place.
Oh, that's
awesome.
And like every single one of these supports was placed by hand, manually.
How much time you got on your hands lately?
Not much. It didn't take me long. It took me like half an hour.
Dude, if you got that much time, I'll start sending you some of my stuff to set up because, damn.
See, that's the interesting thing about resin, though. It's a whole different beast than FDM, trying to figure out support placement, the size of the supports, the depth of the supports.
The worst thing about going from FDM to resin is you just basically bin everything you've learned.
Essentially.
I thought it would be just the same, just press a button.
No, it's the opposite. Yeah. It prints upside down for a start. It's like, well, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
It has that sweet sponsorship money. No sponsorship money yet.
Nah.
No sponsorship money yet.
No, he's got no sponsorship money, but so far he's got a ball trimmer and 2 printers, Brandon.
Recently he got sent ball wipes.
Hey, I like one. That was somebody's Christmas present.
I know. I actually can recommend that brand quite well. I got that for Christmas.
Yeah.
You can say it on our channel. We're looking for any sponsorship.
You put down around your area, like it's worth a read before you trim. I was very entertained.
I think that's why I like the product. I had no clue. I just saw there was an application form. I was like, beep, do it. And they're like, here's some stuff. I was like, all right.
He's a
but yeah, it's very, very like how I kind of found the brand was just a lot of funny videos and people doing funny reviews on it because it's a funny product. It's just taking light of just a shaver.
Well,
yeah, but their marketing.
But honestly, and from a female perspective, like yes, please take care of you because
I feel like we brought a new edge to the channel this week.
Otherwise, so
there's a definite new side to this channel, Kirby. It's very feminine friendly this week. How to treat your woman right.
I mean, here I am.
Yeah. Oh, it's really good products, but maybe I'll try and get them to send you some stuff, Johnny.
Be happy to receive any free stuff.
I managed to get Jack Daniels to send us some free stuff as well.
Yeah, we still haven't given that away though, dude.
That is just crazy though. You're able to do that,
dude. Did you hear we got shares in a brewery now?
Like for real?
Yeah, for real.
Really?
Yeah, we for real got shares in a brewery.
One tour and you're sold right there.
All we had to see was you get 5% off purchases and some invite to some party up in Aberdeen, Scotland. We were like, let's do it.
Yeah, lifetime discount. You get a free birthday gift.
Really?
I've got 2 shares in a brewery. Like
I've got
part owners in a brewery. Oh, look at you.
That's pretty cool.
Well, for us, especially here, like we just straight up we support local. So like whatever we got, we're pretty much gonna drink, especially after everything that's crazy at every place in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So for us in the South, most whiskey is made in the South, so we're always gonna support Jack. We're always gonna support all of the Louisville, Kentucky, and other bourbons and whiskeys that are made in Dallas too. There's a lot. There's a lot in Fort Worth. There's a lot in Dallas, and they have had a lot of obstacles that's in every place around the world. So we love local businesses. We love local distilleries, and we try to do everything we can. At one point, Matt did something for one of the breweries here in Dallas, and they paid him in beer because they didn't have any funds to actually pay him at that point because they were closed.
Nice.
And so we were like, okay, cool. So we had a lot.
Was that the cool barrel thing you did?
Out of my fridge.
You what now, Johnny?
Was that the cool barrel you did?
Yes. That was one of the
saw that. Yeah, when I move house, I've got some plans involving barrels. It's going to be interesting, Kirby.
I got more experience with barrels now.
I got one in my back patio.
Like we're looking at barrels at Jack Daniels,
bunghole,
and we learned about bungholes, which was great. And they were like, okay, and then this is the bunghole, and we just start giggling, and the guy's like, these guys know what I'm talking about.
Me and Kirby had been out the night before, I think, and it was like, hang on a minute, bunghole.
I mean, Brandon, there's a South African saying called "local is lekker," Lekker means it's sweet, cool, awesome kind of
Lekker,
thing.
bro. Lekker.
Local is lekker, so it's kind of like a thing to support your local businesses and that, which is always important. Like there's not many local businesses in Dartford.
And Brandon, say hi.
There's my local pub, which my neighbour's kid works at.
Oh, wow.
So I always go there. You've been there, Johnny, the Bull.
The Bull.
It's fucking
It's not a
dirt
bad
cheap.
pub, Matt and Jesse. When you come over, you got to hit London for a few days and then come up north where the real drinking happens.
With the real drinking.
I'm
Okay.
game. I can hold my own. Y'all know that.
Yeah, we know. It's too expensive to drink down south.
Until you slip on some ice.
And fuck your ankle.
No. The only thing with me I've discovered in the last pandemic year is my main issue is with the champagne. If you give me champagne, I'm out. If you give me beer or whiskey, we can go all night. We're all good.
So what you're saying, Jesse, is if the night's going on too long, we crack a bottle of champagne and we can head home.
Make me go night.
So
Yeah.
at what Johnny and I have started kind of discovering about our bodies lately. Well, not lately. It was at Nashville.
To a round.
Is like after traveling what should have been like 12 hours was 28 hours and not getting much sleep, and then that. But going to a bar and just ordering beer is just going to put you to sleep.
Yeah, we discovered that quick.
A bit of whiskey and that, and you're good for the whole night. It's just that little sugar kick. The whiskey gets you in there as well. So I don't drink much beer anymore because it just puts me to sleep. Give me Jaeger bombs. There's my poison.
Oh, well, I think Matt and Jesse know
'Cause-
what we're like, Kirby, don't they? They've got
See,
video
with-
footage of me. It's
With
not
Jaeger
good.
bombs, it's,
You in person. There was a photo of you from the night before, Kirby leaning on a staircase, thing like this, like outside the hotel. You're like, oh, I can't. What am I about to sign up for? Like, what are we doing right now? I don't understand.
that was the first night.
Yeah.
Day
That was the
one.
next morning.
That was just the break-in night.
Before we got there, because we were driving up that
Mhm.
night, so we didn't see anyone. We didn't do anything because we were still driving.
Yeah.
Because I left work early that day to be on time for Sunday, and then took the rest of that week off work. But we were driving because I wanted to be there because I just switched positions and jobs, and like a lot of stuff had happened at work, so I just wanted to show up for the main part of the first day. And then we got in the car and drove up to
Straight.
Nashville straight. And so by the time we got there and checked in, that's when the messages started coming through. And then the next morning, before I met any of you, because I hadn't met you when you came to Dallas, like we
No.
were still dating.
John-
You met me one evening.
Meet Kirby though.
Yeah, because we went to Cidercade.
Yes.
That was an awesome place. Damn, Kirby, we got to take you there.
Yeah, I went back early.
Yeah. Because that's when I was like, I'm off work, I'm going to pick everybody up in my truck. And everyone was like, excuse me, do you have a room? And I was like, come on, let's go.
Just hop in. Like in South Africa, whenever you got a mate with a bucky, that's the guy who drives because everybody just piles into the back of it afterwards, and you just
Yeah,
take them
Kirby.
home.
You know how we were scooting everywhere in Dallas, right? So Matt and Jesse wouldn't let me get out the truck at Luke and Karen's hotel and scoot back to my apartment. They were like, you can't scoot through there. It's hella dangerous. I was like, we've been scooting there all week.
You got that scoop credit going on.
Yeah, they didn't want to mess with you.
One announcement. We've got scooters in the UK. Newcastle, Middlesbrough, all my areas got scooters now.
But we don't have it in London.
Yeah, because you lot are idiots.
I mean, it's too congested. They have it in one place in London, and it's like contained to a park. Which,
yeah, it's in a
like,
park. It's hardly fun.
So you can't drive outside the park on them?
no,
Nope.
it cuts off,
I sent
and then you got to
Kirby,
push it back.
It's
I sent Kirby a photo. Sent Kirby a photo like 2 days ago.
Was it
a
11
scooter.
o'clock,
You what?
Curfew
Sonny?
for
The
the,
curfew for the scooters. Was it 11?
Nah, no curfew here.
no, but in Nashville, wasn't it like 11 or 10 or
11 or
something?
No, it's like 8:30 or
8.
something.
8.
So ridiculous.
It was
So
dumb.
Yeah, like so. Whenever we wanted to go out, it's like let's go scooting, and there's curfew. We're just like, the fuck is this?
Okay.
And when we finally got one, and they're like, you're in restrict. Shush, Alexa. But when we're going through, like when we get on them, we're like, cool. But because we're in the center, they speed restricted to like 5 miles an hour, and we're like, well, this is
Might as well
lame.
walk. And then we would come out of like the bar at like 2 a.m. We were like, oh, let's scoot home. You can't unlock one. Absolutely pointless.
I wasn't like, but I mean, to be fair, Dallas is like dead on the weekends.
True.
Yeah,
Like-
everybody's in a different portion of Dallas than where y'all stayed. We have different boroughs of Dallas, like you do like in New York. So there's like uptown, there's the neighborhood, there is like the Plano more Asian fusion districts. There's different districts that everyone's in, and so where you were was a little bit less hardcore because where you were was like more of like the arts and tourist district, which shuts down at a certain point. But if you've gone a few blocks up to uptown, that's where like a lot of things are happening because there's still a lot of.
I think that's where the one pub we regulared was in Uptown.
Yeah, that's exactly where you were.
The fake dive bar.
There's a couple colleges up there. There's SMU, and then in Fort Worth there's TPU. So a couple Christian colleges, but definitely they do know how to drink on the weekends. So it's not
Me and Kirby know how to drink every day.
Every day.
This is it, isn't it?
Alcoholic.
Hang on.
I mean, let's chat about your droids that you've got there.
2 seconds, Kirby.
Go for it, Johnny.
Doesn't this just sum up the Newcastle nightlife? I gave breaking a scooter a good go in Dallas, but this is next level.
Did you do that?
No, it wasn't me.
Yes.
Shut up. No, it wasn't me.
That's straight.
It wasn't me.
Well, you know what, Johnny? At least they're wearing a helmet.
No, they weren't because it's still attached to the handlebar. You get one as standard.
Well, the
It's not free.
handlebars are wearing a helmet then.
Yeah, it's really protected it, hasn't it, Matt?
Obviously, it totally made it safe.
Yeah, like as many people can see that Matt is a big Star Wars fan like myself. Johnny's just got like Beatles behind him.
It's not my room in defense. Dude, I'm moving house. You know this. All my stuff is in a storage unit. It's like very awkward right now to do things and
Those would get stolen so fast in SA. Not the droids, the scooters. Talking about motorbike scooters. No, we're talking about little electric scooters, the little Wii's.
Which is interesting because Q5 actually has scooter motors. That's what powers them.
yeah,
The two motors that are in the scooters. I mean,
they're electric wheelchairs.
Good news. Scooters look to be permitted in Atlanta, Georgia. Mike Puckett
Damn, Mike. That's
in with the
great
breaking
news.
news.
Also, Mike, even better news for you. Brewdog, the brewery me and Kirby have shares in, is opening a bar in Las Vegas.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
No
thank
way
you for
we're
joining
going.
us, Mike.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Mike's got an awesome arcade in his. I think it's in his basement. All his arcade machines and that. He was on our.
arcade machines or pinball or.
I think he's got some pinball, and but he's got some cabinets as well.
Oh, nice. That's one of the things I want to restore is an old school arcade cabinet sometime soon.
You told Jessie yet?
You can build one because you're pretty handy with a piece of wood.
Well,
Excuse me?
I'm not one to brag, but
You got some
Have you ever
good wood.
considered making a droid out of wood, making it like wood paneled and look like it's old school? Like there's an episode of Futurama where all the robots go to an island and they kind of become cavemen and they make themselves out of wood.
I remember that one.
Yep.
Like, have you considered doing a droid like that? Like, imagine spinning a massive bowl dome out of like some really good wood for an R2 head.
I mean, it would look cool, honestly, to do it out of nice hardwood and then finish it real pretty. It'd be a real cool looking droid, but I'm going to need a lot bigger lathe to do that. I don't know. Might be one for the future.
Looks like Mike's got some good Lego on the go tonight, Kirby.
I know. I got to see what set that is.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, Mike's building a Lego set.
I believe it is a heavy-duty excavator. I might be wrong.
What?
Is it like a Technic?
It's a Technic.
Nice.
And I'll give it a cheeky share of what I think it is.
Yeah, it's a little excavator. Bingo bango.
Bingo bango.
That's pretty good. That's a good price as well.
It's a very good price from Amazon. Kirby,
Actually,
where's our
that's
affiliate link.
That's a really good price.
All right, I'm gonna be right back, guys.
Oh, substitution. Very nice.
Substitution, we like that. Swap
You
seats.
should make the What do you guys like, Chappie?
Man, so he introduced everybody, even like the tall guy in the back.
Actually, he didn't. He
He
didn't.
introduced no one.
Okay, so of course, this little guy right here. We
Chopper.
got Chopper. Fully enabled, so he still does the little wobble. Like,
Oh, he does beep boop boop.
chopper noises. We're trying to enable him to do the full like chopper attitude and anxiousness. But of course, our favorite little guy that our shirts are even themed for are of course R2Q5, which is little bad droid over here. We didn't want to do a full-fledged R2, so he was fully made when Matt and I started dating quite a few years ago.
That's very cool. So I made you full screen so people can see the
Okay.
droids a bit better.
I'll scoot out of the way too, because this guy, like, he is fully fledged. He's everything that R2 basically is modeled for, but he is the bad guy version. So he's R2Q5. Matt made him on one of the tiny 3D printers, the original 3D printers, where he was
The
basically
little ones.
but if you really, like, honestly, like, look at this droid, like, you can't really tell he was 3D printed because of the way that Matt is able to, like, stand and prime and do all this. So this is
Matt
all...
is an absolute beast when it comes to painting and that.
He is unreal.
Well, a part of what he does, and the reason that they look as good as they do, is that this is automotive paint. So this is what you paint a vehicle with. And that's one of the things, is like the sanding portion of what we do. Sanding in of itself takes so much time, and that's honestly like what some of my like helpfulness is. I don't 3D model, I don't 3D print, I don't understand all the things that y'all do with that. And that's one thing that's way over my head, and I super appreciate it. But my job is just like brute hard work. It's just sitting there like taking like one piece of one 3D printed piece and sanding that until, you know, my arm falls off.
I don't know if you know me and Kirby, but we don't sand much.
Yeah, and that's why these droids look
Yeah.
at the level that they do and have the finish they do is the sanding. Straight up
Prep time.
The automotive primer, and then sanding again, and then priming again, wet sanding, and then the full-fledged honest paint job. Because all of these droids that you see in the background, including like R2 back here, as well as the 3PO's head, that's all 3D printed.
That's nuts. Like I started printing like a miniature version of the battle droid in the background, and my idea was to, I wanted to print him like a 5-year-old size, and then buy a kid's tuxedo for it, and then have him at the front door holding a little tray where you put your keys on.
That's kind of swingers, Kirby.
So I know, actually, this version of Roger, which you can't see him, and I don't want to take him apart because I don't want to damage him, so Matt will have to actually take his head off here in a second to show you all. But this is Droid Division's version, so that's why he's independently standing without its consent. And Droid Division is actually in the UK, so I know that he modeled that strictly for our 3D printer family, so that they can do that and print him however which way he would like to be. So this is fully fledged battle droid we have printed here at home, but this was definitely by far the easiest print of the two, and I know we love him. So he's creepy, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're just going to go for a pee and you come out of the bathroom and there he is, like right there in front of you. There is not a wake up that I can envision that is more terrifying than that guy.
They're really cool. I've seen his stuff. I know Matt led me to his BD-8 droid because I want to print a droid. Like R2 is cool, but it's huge. BB-8 is cool, but it's very complex.
Yes.
So like a BD-8 is like a in between. It's quite easy. It's a wheel and a cone.
Yeah, and then Dio, same kind of thing.
So you mean Dio, Kirby?
Yeah, that's one.
So yeah, there's Dio.
Do you even Star Wars, bro?
And so
like BD-8, BD-8's from the game.
So we also have BB-8, but Geo is the main thing that Matt has done recently. And this little guy, he does roll, he moves. Of course, a lot of him got sacrificed internally for some of our other projects recently. But he's pretty hefty. He does run on a magnetic system so that the head stays constant to the lower part. So he's actually pretty hefty on this part, and of course very lightweight in the cone and the head. So he is absolutely adorable. We love him to pieces, but definitely I think
you have a beautiful family.
Yes. They're not human families. Like I said, when we started this podcast, we do have more droids than we do humans in this household. Obviously, they outnumber me in this shot alone, but definitely something that we adore in our household.
But you got tons of space. Like, I'm struggling to fit a second printer here. So.
And we have
I can put them in my bar.
Our office that we're actually not in.
I mean, I could put them in my bar. That's a good place.
You got to come up north, Kirby, when I move house. I got some big plans.
Got big plans.
Big plans.
When are you moving?
Currently, God knows. Maybe this side of Christmas.
Have you seen... You want to see some mad resin printing that my boy Danny's done?
Ooh. Gorgeous.
Zoom us in.
If you can see that. So that is solid resin that's been sanded and buffed it's clear resin basically, and then on the inside he ran like a glass tint to make the blue.
Yep.
So it's no clear coat or anything, just a lot of sanding in that. So he's a big fan of sanding.
Yeah, another one, not me.
He and Matt would get along.
Yeah, and then
I help. Matt does.
He decided to infect us all.
Oh, Danny, you started the Rona, clearly.
For sure.
That's really cool. But like Matt is really, really good with the painting and that.
Yep.
But obviously you do a lot of the sanding then. Like you guys worked on the Magic Wheelchair, the Beauty and the Beast version of it.
Well, I mean, we had a lot of volunteer, locals as well that definitely assist us in doing a lot of the sanding. Like some of my friends just came over and sanded Trinity's table.
Have a sand party where you just
right.
People rock up. Here's a piece of plastic. By the time you leave, it's going to look like this. Boozer free. Here's a barbecue.
And what was super great is we have a great team here in Texas with a lot of very talented modelers. So like Sean Fields is the one that actually modeled all of Trinity's actual table toppers, like Mrs. Potts, and then of course the different aspects of Chip. And we printed those, and we were super grateful that he did that because we were actually on our honeymoon in Disney.
Oh, really?
At
Disney.
When we were prepping all of that. So he had that model for us. So when we got back, we had Matt go ahead and 3D print those, and then of course that crazy amount of finished work. So when we were actually at that convention, people were asking us, alongside your amazing build, is that actually 3D printed or is it?
I'm going to bring them up now.
And that's really the best compliment in the world is when you take a 3D print and you take it down to the point where people are questioning the fact if it's actual 3D print model or porcelain to actually indicate the level of finish with those.
Yeah,
it's unreal.
See the different things, and it is possible to get to that level. It does still take a lot of algorithm.
I mean, it's like for example with Mrs. Potts, it can be fairly easy to get a smooth surface over like a large flat. But I mean, with Loomis, where you got these tiny little edges and that you got to get under. I mean, I'm saying it's easy. It's still a lot of work. But I mean, your stuff.
But even the things like you're showing, like the actual tabletop itself, a lot of our friends did finish that. Trinity's wheelchair was one of those that we don't typically work with Magic Wheelchair. With Magic Wheelchair, a lot of times the kids are in a fully motorized, weighted wheelchair. So the chair weight is something that we definitely lean on in those cases. And you're you're hooking the apparatus, the costume, to the actual chair. Trinity's wheelchair was a very small, very petite little wheelchair. You can see her there. Like, she is a very petite little girl, and her wheelchair also was very petite. And so we had to basically like create something that was independent of the wheelchair and couldn't use the weight of the wheelchair to hook to that costume. So that was part of the challenge for Matt, was coming up with something that wouldn't actually link to or weigh down her wheelchair. And that was very complicated because typically on those builds, we don't see the wheelchair or have access to the wheelchair until that day. So we're actually linking, and there you can see the actual links to her wheelchair in order to support the table. And then we wanted her to make her feel like Belle in the actual scene of the entrance with the Beast, and the scene where we're actually singing about the gray stuff, that it's delicious. So we wanted to make her feel very much like Belle in that instance. So we had that backer that like surrounded the back of her wheelchair to make her feel like she was in a big grand chair. So that worked very hard to make sure that wasn't going to weigh down her chair, or make sure that she herself was not having issues navigating in her costume. So
I mean, like this whole backboard had to be bolted onto the actual wheelchair.
Correct, and thankfully we also had access to some bandsaws and some other cut saws with that particular convention.
That was the
Houston
Fab Lab.
Fab Lab.
Fab Lab,
That was a lifesaver.
Like if it wasn't for Magic Wheelchair or Danielle's robot, he would have been sitting there doing nothing.
Who are you looking at?
I did
Me and Matt.
Fab Lab. No, the Fab Lab guy.
Oh yeah, you would have been bored. I'm trying to keep it PG.
Yeah, like we can only see his upper body, so I just wanted to show off. There he is.
There you go.
Boop.
Well, I brought down Dio so they can see him. They haven't seen
Cheeky swap, Kirby.
Oh, I love that photo. Trinity playing with your hair.
Yeah. So it's really cool. Like this, it's very unique. Like we did the Star Wars one, which a lot of people are the big Star Wars nerds. So it's kind of,
you know what?
It's kind of cool to see.
I want to challenge ourselves and do something that isn't Star Wars next time.
No, I totally agree. And that's what I like about this one, is that it's not the typical
it's not what we would typically do.
And the part that you can't see is right underneath that very front part of the table where she had access to. She had a couple of buttons.
Yeah,
with that, and
sure,
the main button she could hit was actually her theme song button.
We have a video.
Matt likes to have the button.
I don't know if the video's on.
The actual song.
Here's the button.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the button. So her dexterity and her motor skills weren't like super intuitive. Actually, like navigating like a huge system of different options. So Matt wanted to make it, of course, themed to her, but also able to interact with her, because she's very much aware of her situation and she wanted to interact. She loved it. She put her feet up on the table, like, this is my table. Like, don't tell me anything about like keeping my feet off this table. But she selected the button because it didn't require a lot of like, I have to individually like use one single digit to smash it or use her foot on it, and so she loves that part of it.
Yeah, I mean, like with our kid, and that's why we went for like a sports bike type of wheelchair. His disability was purely physical, so he was able to take control of it. So it's kind of a kind of kid that you have there. You've got a limit. Kind of you can't make it do backflips. But if you do add some sort of interact
with him,
I mean, but if you're adding in some interaction, it makes it more fun for the kid. And that. But like this is definitely a project that I'd be more than happy to embark on another.
Yeah, we want to do another one. We definitely want to do another one. Spoke to Christine and Scotty. We're ready for it.
Oh yeah.
I'm just waiting to like import you here to Texas, and you can stay as long as you want to, as long as you can. Like we'll stand some
import us.
Just stay here. We'll blow stuff up, but we'll make some kids, like super, super happy. I'm so excited to have y'all.
I'm going to be so hench from all the sanding.
Yes.
Yeah, I like, Johnny, what you were saying in something non-Star Wars. I think that'd be a fun challenge.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. I think me and Kirby are Star Wars nerds. We're all sorts of nerds, really, realistically. But if we did something that wasn't Star Wars, it would just push us that little bit more.
Yeah, something that completely pushes the boundaries.
Absolutely.
That's what we experienced.
Well, I think that's part of the fun of Magic Wheelchairs. You meet individual children, and they have different likes
Yep.
and challenges, and you get to kind of figure out how to really.
Yeah, and I think that's where we were slightly different. We had our idea, and we were matched to a child who wanted that idea. Whereas normally that's your child. That's what they want.
Yeah. I was completely different. We're like, we want to make this, find a kid for this that we want to make. Whereas you were like, here's your kid, make something. So it's a different.
You almost did it properly.
Yeah, it would be nice, like, for us to be in kind of to get involved in that kind of aspect where we don't know what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be making, who the kid's going to be told this is what you're doing, and then have to figure out it feels more like a challenge versus just being kind of given a basic brief.
Like I said, like Matt's biggest challenge, of course, was the non-Star Wars aspect, absolutely, of course, but also her wheelchair portion. I think we spent like 3 or 5 different days, like trying to figure out online, like what wheelchair she was in, what accessories might be with that particular wheelchair.
Because you'll have the standard wheelchair, but depending on the user case, what the kid has, their conditions and that, they'll have different things attached to it for themselves. And that. So it's not always, this is the wheelchair. There'll be other things. And you had to make modifications at the last minute because of a certain thing. I can't remember what the problem was.
Right. She had a handle on the back of her wheelchair since hers was so small, and then you had to push it. So it was a one-handed handle that made it real easy to push around. But unfortunately, the seat back wouldn't fit with that handle the way it was. Yeah. So that's why the Fab Lab came in immensely helpful. Shout out to Fab Lab.
Fab Lab.
Fab Lab.
To cut out the sides of it, just really fit it on there. So that was just such an amazing thing. I know we were getting that costume last minute. Y'all were working on y'all's. We were like tossing tools back and forth just to make sure everything came together.
Different paints and different.
Yeah.
The loves. And
Fab Lab.
That was crazy.
Yes. Fab Lab.
Fab Lab, Houston, Texas, y'all.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Dude, I can't remember the guy's name. What was it?
Show y'all's build on that, because that was definitely
Brent. It was Brent, wasn't it? Brent in the Fab Lab.
Brent. Yep, that's it, Brent.
I mean, I didn't really chat to him much. I was just there taking pictures.
You were just hungover.
On the first day, like you had your day, but like, he helped out a lot in having that kind of thing. And this is why, like, what I found really cool was that he jumped on board to help us out. The Magic Wheelchair people helped. SolidWorks organizers helped. At the last minute, when there was that last minute crunch to do something, everybody dropped what they were doing and went to go and help.
Absolutely.
So I've always wondered, and I think it's really interesting, is that if a build is done live, day one they start the build, anybody can join in, put a piece on it, and then at the end of it, then it gets revealed and it's finished. It's built designed in a modular way that it's just screwing a bit here and screwing a bit there.
We've got our own plans, haven't we, Kirby? Let's push them through and see them over the line. I think it'd be good fun next year.
Yeah.
I like that idea, because even people that are walking up and donating at the Magic Wheelchair booth are like, well, how can I help? And so I think if you had an opportunity of doing a live build, it'd be amazing at 3D Experience World.
I mean, like, you've got a lot of suits and executives walking through, but it's always fun when they, you do something where that, that suit, I say suits, very important person, executive, for example.
Man in the hat.
There he is. the CEO of SolidWorks, which is just
GP,
threw him inside the wheelchair to run around in it. Having big executives interact with your display versus just walking past and looking at it and taking note. But when they
got in it and drove it away,
and just having him, there and
interacting,
being a part of it, interacting, would be better. Like nothing would be more fun than just him sitting down with us or whoever for 10 minutes.
Well, especially in that photo that you just showed. Also, Christine with Magic Wheelchair definitely is one of these people that is just totally capable and absolutely amazing at linking different people together and just of course building relationships like she has with the four of us and those relationship builds and because we wouldn't have met you any other way except through Magic Wheelchair and of course that convention. And so I absolutely adore people like her that just oh my gosh, I can't even.
Yeah. I mean, what Brandon says there is that what about Adam Savage doing the Apollo door rebuild and have everyone do a part in this? And this is something we've spoken to Magic Wheelchair about and it's something they're really keen on and doing a very large community scale build where everybody does a certain part and then it all just comes together and gets assembled at a live reveal. So we have spoken about that and they love that idea. I mean, they've got a large community of builders already, and I'm sure if they choreograph
it's
something
honestly,
like that.
Some days it's so bad working with Kirby, but you gotta love him. Gotta love him.
I try.
He's like your kid brother.
The more people that are willing to jump on and say, this is my part of the project and absolutely own it.
Yep.
The ultimate builder that it ends up like here at our house where if you're going to model a portion and we're going to build it and it fits perfectly and then we can do our crazy, ridiculous amount of sanding because that's what we do. Like we're gonna own that part and say like, okay, we have gotten this part from XYZ builder and they contributed to this kiddo. I mean, ultimately, like it's what it's for. It's for the kiddo, and they don't care. They don't think they just see Belle or Deceased, or they see any of them are part of like one of the many Disney aspects of what they've been raised in. Because ultimately, they just want to feel like a kid. And disabilities aside, whatever they have, it makes them feel normal for just a minute and special and honored.
Yeah.
Star Wars. It had the motorized front forks. It had the sound firing. It had the engine sounds.
It's those little extras just to go into build the immersion as well. I mean, you guys go to Disney a lot. You were there recently, and Disney are the experts at immersing you into a world.
It's making you believe you're in it.
Well, that's what's fun, especially as a builder. You go to Disney, or I know Kirby recently. You went to that Harry Potter.
That was what I found really interesting about that. Sorry to cut in there. Is that I've done all the studio tours in Los Angeles and that. And they're cool where you see kind of replicas, like Disney as well. You see replicas of sets and that stuff. But when you're there, it's the actual set and you get to see the outside of the set and how it's all built and how much detail is in this tiny little cornerstone that you don't even see in the film, but it's there.
Yep.
And it's there, and it's insane.
To make it real.
You can tell the difference between the for example, they got Privet Drive area, and you look at it and you're like, that's not Privet Drive. That doesn't look like Privet Drive. But when you're in the sets, you're just like, they filmed here. This is the Great Hall, and you can do awesome experience. You can have dinner in the Great Hall there, I think on certain nights.
So you
can have dinner in the Great Hall.
Okay,
you can all have dinner in the Great Hall and then go out on the piss.
Because when we went to Florida, so Florida is the ultimate space for Disney does a fantastic job of that full envelopment, making you feel like you're there. You think about every aspect from skylines to not seeing certain areas, and Universal is definitely along those same guidelines. But with the Harry Potter world, it was definitely something that was converted from something that was not Harry Potter. It was actually the former Jaws area.
Yeah.
Remember that movie back in the day? Jaws no longer a ride that you can ride at Universal. All of that area and that takeoff.
That's the one in Florida, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like something that you feel enveloped in, but definitely something that's not to the same level as like Batu is in the Disney area of Star Wars area.
I mean, like, have you been to, I think it's Universal Studios in LA?
No.
No, unfortunately, they are still closed. We're hoping that they actually will open in April.
So reopening soon.
We went to that one, and there you've got that little village in Harry Potter. What's it called now? It's completely clear my mind. Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
And, like, you're in Hogsmeade, and then you've got the mountain where the castle is, and it's a bit smaller, so it looks like the castle in the distance, but you can see, that's just a castle. But at the Warner Brothers Studios here in London, they've got the actual castle model that they use to film all the long shots and that stuff.
Oh wow!
And like I saw pictures of this. I'm like, I'm going to see this. This is cool. But when you walk into that room, you just like, you think it's a model, but no, it's a model. It's huge.
Wow.
And they take it like we went there in December, so they got all the winter snow on it. And it's all snow themed. And then during the summer, they take that off. So there's different versions of it that you can see. I mean, this year they're doing the year of Slytherin, so everything's Slytherin themed. But when you see the actual model, and you kind of, I sat down there for 20 minutes just looking at the model, trying to find different details, while I watched other people being like, oh, and carried on. I was just like,
Really?
You don't understand how insane this model is.
Yeah.
And like that's where the tour really slowed down for me, where I was looking at all the models that they were building, and it's just
what I would really
awesome.
love for y'all to do is, I cannot wait. Have you been to any of the Star Wars lands in Disney World yet?
Nope.
No, I was in Disneyland. I went to Disneyland about a year before they opened it up in LA.
So I want to go with you the first time you see it. Like honestly, like crazy. Like we will go when you go. Like let's do this thing.
So my plan.
Kirby will break down.
Cannot wait. Like the reason we went on our honeymoon to Disney was to go to Star Wars Land. Like that's just
Yep.
Yeah, I mean we.
You go to Hawaii? Like no, I don't want to go there. I want to go to Star Wars Land.
I mean, I'd rather go to Florida because I've done all the LA studios and that stuff. It would be cool to go back to LA, but I'd rather go to Florida where we can go see it and it'll be new. It'll be awesome. It's close to Atlanta, Johnny.
Yeah, boy.
Close to us.
It is. It's all fairly close.
Dude, honestly, the whole RV thing is going to go. It's We're the Millers Part 2. With less pot.
You guys are getting paid?
I hope so. I'm going to speak to Sean.
Yeah, we got plans, Matt. Put it this way. We ain't fronting the bill.
Nice.
Yes.
Smart guys.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Love it.
we want to try and figure out a way that we can make it a community type of project.
Yeah, we want to call in on some people on the way.
Call some favors and just travel to different cities and meet up with different champions, user group leaders, SolidWorks customers, and that stuff.
Get pished.
Get pished.
I mean, there's a lot of
but make a bunch of episodes for our podcast on the way.
Honestly,
one
Kirby,
idea.
We've got to live stream us just driving along all day and the shit that happens.
But the idea is that we start off at SolidWorks headquarters and drive our way down to Atlanta. But on the way, meeting and maybe picking up people to come and join us for the road trip because everybody's.
I think
on the
we
way
can
down
do
to
me,
Atlanta.
and I'm not sure I'm picking up.
No, it depends. Like if they're going to be if they're happy to go a day earlier, like they don't have to.
Dude,
front
it's
the
a
cost.
long way. It's not a day earlier.
It will take us 2 days, maybe 3 days to drive there.
4.
I mean,
Realistic
if you're
for-
gonna bring multiple people to the farm, we can also handle that if we want to have massive explosions.
We can do it in one, Johnny. Let's have a look at
Hey,
this map.
to be fair, if Kirby is rocking up for the RV deposit, let's blow that shit up.
It's like RV. Well, you see what happened was.
Bye.
Did you see the new series that Brad started from Impact Props? Make and Destroy.
I was going to say, yeah, you partner up with him.
Oh,
And,
Travis is dropping us some hints
So-
here, Kirby.
Dude, that video hurt. That beautiful helmet. I did not expect that.
Nope.
It was so
Yeah, so they will be stopping in, Kentucky. This one that Matt is drinking is Louisville, Kentucky. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis, if we pull it off, we'll call in and we'll definitely share some Kentucky bourbon.
We'll see. That way you can go by and Jack Daniels again since you're shareholders.
I mean, it's I think it's an hour's drive from Atlanta to Lynchburg. I've checked it.
Oh, that's not at all.
So
See, my
the drive from Boston to Atlanta is 16 hours. Can do that
Yeah.
in 3 days. Easy
You can do it
peasy.
in 2 if
lemon
you really wanted to.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's what I'm
last year
saying.
we were on about if we missed the Philadelphia flight, we'll drive through the night to get to Nashville. We
Yeah.
got this.
Well, I mean, if we do this trip, we can drive from Boston through New York, through Philadelphia, through Washington, through Richmond, Charlotte, and then Atlanta. And if we keep going through Birmingham, we'll end up in Texas. Yeah, Birmingham,
Texas
Memphis.
is deceiving for y'all. So if you're gonna go past Texas, please understand.
Or we can keep going down
from
south.
Texas to Houston, Texas. So from the Panhandle to the middle of the right side of the state is 11 hours. You can drive as far as you are going from state to state and stay within one state.
Yeah, we'll do it in 8, Jesse. Don't you worry.
That's bananas.
Oh,
I mean, we could keep going south. Goes.
It's a 2-lane highway, so
I was like, so
We
what?
can keep going south down to Orlando.
I was like, what's the
I mean, just saying.
on the RV? How fast can that go?
You wait until we've
I mean,
reworked it.
like, since we're going from the top of the map down to the bottom of the map, it's all downhill, so it'll be quick.
Travis is on about Woodford Reserve, which sounds interesting, and some Pappy Van Winkle. I'm not sure on that one.
Stop in Kentucky. I was planning to go to Kentucky.
Ooh, no, Woodford Reserve.
Woodford, yeah.
Travis, you're on to something on that. That's delicious.
That's what I think.
Kirby, we've got some hints coming in the chat tonight.
So smooth.
So,
I'm gonna make notes, Johnny.
Yeah.
You make some notes. Travis is basically saying we can park our RV in his driveway.
Oh, is that what he's saying?
Almost,
Not
yeah.
officially, but he's saying it sounds like a blast. That to me sounds like he's in.
Because like, if we was going to go to Nashville this year again, the plan was to go up to Kentucky and mess about in Kentucky and actually go down to Alabama as well, to Huntsville and that.
I think if Travis is game, he's got to hit some thumbs up in the chat.
That's a lot of commitment with the thumbs up.
And that's legally binding.
It's legally binding. The whole idea of this trip, it doesn't have to be Boston to Atlanta. It could be from point A to point B, but the idea is just speaking to other SolidWorks champions and other people, maybe even Magic Wheelchair people, and we'll try and get sponsors involved and whatnot. But we just meet up with people and we stop in a city, chat with people on our podcast, make some episodes, do some things.
Oh, Travis is teasing us right here.
From what we can here in Texas. Ooh, Travis says Woodford is right down the road from my house.
Oh, wow.
Travis, why haven't you been
I
a
have
friend yet
not-
until now?
Yeah,
Like,
I've not
what
had
is-
Pappy.
Mm-mm. Although we'll go look for it. I wonder
Yeah.
if it starts to whine.
If you're
Kirby,
putting-
can you take the full month off work or?
Probably.
I mean, if he's
I've worked my butt off. So yeah, I could probably.
You got to tell me about it, dude. I've got 80 hours of flexi building up.
Yeah, you've been working your butt off, haven't you? You're
Yeah,
not Papa
dude, I
John's.
managed to not have to go into work today after all. Only because yesterday went so badly. It was like yesterday, 6 o'clock at night. We were like, bye.
Right.
We were like, let's regroup Monday. So today was a day off.
When I try to search for anything Kentucky, it shows me my local KFC. That's not what I want.
Pappy is not cheap.
Pappy is not cheap.
Oh, Travis.
Okay.
I think me and Kirby will get saving now.
How much is not cheap?
I know, that's what I'm looking up.
It's probably cheaper than like a bottle of Jack Daniels here.
I think another thing while you two are Googling is Thanks for joining us, Travis. We appreciate the support.
Yeah. £1,500.
Oh, Jesus.
For what?
A bottle of Puppy Van Winkle, 15-year-old.
Are you serious?
Dude, Matt, you got to sell some droids.
Right.
That is bananas. We have to go.
Dude, it's not that much less than we spent in Jack Daniels last year.
About half.
Yeah.
Well, y'all loaded up at Jack.
Yeah, we loaded up big time.
Yeah, Johnny still hasn't touched his stash.
That's Corona's fault.
It's all stuck at his parents' house while mine I've gone through like 3 times over.
Oh, don't worry, Kirby. I've gone through it 3 times over. It's just not the bottles I bought.
Yeah. I plan to go up north in maybe August.
Yeah?
You better have that Frank Sinatra waiting.
Dude, if you're coming up north, then we'll sort something out.
Because I'm going like I'm going through you kind of north. I'm going to Scotland.
What for?
Ooh. I would love to
visit. Well, go have some haggis. Haggis.
I would try.
Haggis it's all right. Like it's
No, I like a bit of haggis. It's good stuff. It fills you up.
it's not like you go nuts for it, but it's not bad. It's like it's all
No,
right.
you just don't read into what's in it, and you'll be fine.
I already know what's in it, but I still try it.
Hey, it's good. You got some black pudding in there. It's all good.
Fair
Black
enough.
pudding's weird. Black pudding's weird. It's just like blood jelly.
Yeah, protein's protein.
Protein's protein.
Oh, really? Oh, goodness, Johnny.
Matt, you got to get booked up. Bring Jessie over once all this shit dies down.
Oh, dude, I'd love to get over there.
You got to wait until
Because the UK is so small that like in a day you can come visit me in the morning and we can visit Johnny in the afternoon. That's how small the UK is.
See,
Yeah, to be fair,
so
you spend 2 days with Kirby, you'll be sick of London. You want to get up north where the countryside is, cheap drinks.
That'd be
Kirby
fun.
likes a cheap drink. That's why he's been begging to come up and visit me.
What, come hit the pubs next to you?
Yep.
So if you want to hit a lot of bourbon distilleries and you want to go to Bradstown, Kentucky, just south of Louisville. Never heard of it.
Bardstown.
But it sounds Bardstown, yeah. Bardstown is the bourbon capital of the world.
There's a
Outside the
festival
bourbon
every
festival.
September.
Didn't you say you have a festival in September in Texas, in Dallas?
Yep, the state fair.
Oh, dude, maybe this is another thing we can get a certain company to pay for, Kirby.
Oh, man, a bourbon
Control.
festival? God, that'd be fun.
Johnny, when are you going to get yourself a little
Cowboy hat.
sun hat? Yeah.
I don't think Atlanta's the place.
Next trip
No,
to the
But Texas is.
Texas is.
If we go to Texas again, mate.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting me.
Cowboy hat, boots, and chaps.
Okay, chat's optional.
It's a
Maybe to you,
little
Matt,
little
maybe to
too
you.
country. It's a little too country.
Uh-huh. You know I like my country music.
Well, there's a country festival near me that's happening in June.
I know. You keep telling me this. I'm actually tempted to drive down for it.
It's like a 45-minute drive from me.
Really?
They've got campsites. I was thinking of booking a hotel and just going for one night.
Oh, that's what you
Who's on? Anyone recognizable on or?
There's names that I recognise. Sarah doesn't.
All right, well, pop them up. Let's have a look. Sarah doesn't. Well, she's not the country folk that we are, Kirby.
Like,
Although you always school us with the country music. That song
Who?
Diesel is just
Matt. Hope you're on about Matt and not me here.
Matt.
Wow, that's
Black
cool.
Deer Festival. Well, they're rearranging their acts at the moment because
No one can get into
they've
the
had
UK.
to change it. But Van Morrison, Saving Grace, Susie Dane, The Dead South, Call to War, Jordan Police Dog Hogan, the War and Tree. I think there's a lot of English bands that are pretending to be country. The Water Boys.
The Water Boys.
Yeah. But like, it's a kind of festival I just want to go for. The steak and the meat.
It's expensive or not?
£80 a ticket for a day ticket. Like
it's not bad. And you say June.
Yeah, last weekend of June.
What was it called again?
Black Deer Festival.
Black. Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah. A full weekend ticket is 170 quid.
For 2 days?
3 days.
It's not bad.
That's pretty long festival.
And, yeah. And a day ticket is 60 quid. Not bad at all.
Fancy doing it in game?
Yeah, I'll let you know. Like, it all depends how government rules happen. Basically,
yeah,
like, I know Texas has decided, you know,
fuck it.
Corona doesn't.
Okay, well, here's the thing about that, though, is the governor said, yes, he's going to lift the mandate, but all businesses can still restrict or maintain current COVID regulations. So, honestly, it's not the state regulation, but most businesses are staying the same way they have been.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also, I reckon even if businesses don't mandate it, there will still be people that will be like, I'm not taking any chances and still mask up and that.
Absolutely.
But the UK, they've set a date for like sometime in June, 16th of June or something, that from this
21st.
date, all kind of social distancing rules are going to be, basically life will return back to normal from that date. But that's a date that they've just kind of set up, but it's not a guaranteed date. It's not a guaranteed date.
The UK is just vaccinating the shit out of everyone.
Really? Which vaccine do y'all have over there?
There's like 3 or 4 different types.
Pfizer,
Oxford,
Moderna,
or whatever's coming out soon.
Yeah.
There's a Johnson & Johnson over here in the US that's just about to get approved, I think.
Yeah, South Africa's
approvals.
bought a lot of that as well. They bought into Johnson & Johnson.
The UK just basically invested and bought the shit out of every vaccine going, whereas Europe spent... The UK spent £26 per person on vaccines. Europe spent £4 per person on vaccines, and now they're booting off and kicking off that Europe hasn't got any vaccines to go around, and like, in my opinion, that's tough shit.
Brexit.
Brexit.
But I mean, like, the US has spent a similar amount. Oh, Mike's got his first shot of Pfizer on vaccine. He's a spy.
Nice, Mike. Well done. That's good to hear.
But yeah, like the US has spent about the same amount per person as the UK as well on vaccines.
Yeah, we're pushing it pretty good over here just to make sure.
I mean, they're saying that by like May, June, almost everybody will be jabbed.
So, everyone will have their first dose.
Because they've done the vulnerable, they've done the elderly. Now they're just doing like middle-aged people, like 40s to 50s.
Hey, Kirby, Vicky got hers yesterday. What are you trying to say?
Yeah, but doesn't she work in social care?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, shut the up.
I like how you say middle-aged. I'm almost middle-aged.
No, you... To be fair, Kirby, we don't know how old Matt is.
You know, I don't even remember how old you guys are, to be honest.
Oh, you're going to be absolutely shocked at Johnny. I was about to throw my pen at the screen, but it's a new screen, so I'll put that down. You're going to be shocked. I was blown away. I only learnt, like a few months ago.
Kirby learnt in August how old I was, Matt, after knowing me for 2 years. He was 10 years high.
He was 10 high.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, Johnny, you're like 30s, mid-30s.
Really?
I'm so sorry, Travis, that you had to spend some time in hell.
That's the City of Culture 2 years ago. The City of Culture is just awarded to absolute dumps, basically.
But, like for example, a few years ago, Edinburgh was given the award for the friendliest city
in the
country. Glasgow, the friendliest city in the country, but also the highest knife crime.
It was like,
So
we will
you're gonna get
but we will give you directions to a hospital.
Mike got his
but
under
we
the
will.
frontline supply chain exception.
Nice, Mike.
Since all those companies are using us, that makes sense. I mean, fair enough. I mean, I work in manufacturing. We don't really make anything important, but manufacturing here is considered essential. So there's a chance that we at work could get ours a bit sooner.
Yeah, I'll take it if I can get it sooner. Why not?
Like at this point, like if I get brainwashed, I get brainwashed. At least I can go to a pub.
It's only a microchip, you know.
My dog's got one.
Your dog's got one. What, a vaccine or a microchip?
Microchip. Like all dogs here have to get microchip. But yeah, if he can deal with it, it's fine. He's a little dick, but he's fine.
Oh wow, really? That's a comparison?
No, he likes to bark at cats and people and dogs and the curtains.
And anything that moves.
Learned a valuable lesson when going to the pub to order food. Had no idea I had to go to the bar.
To the bar to order.
That's like I saw someone kick off at a McDonald's because there was no table service before. Yeah, like all couple. They'd never been to a McDonald's before. This was like years when it was first. This was years ago when it was first brought into South Africa. And just like they kicked off. They're like, "There's no waiters, the servers." And they walked out. Just like,
shit.
You ordered the counter.
Yeah, Travis, you'd have been waiting a hell of a long time.
It depends. If you went to Weatherspoons, like you would have waited the same amount of time.
If you go to Weatherspoons, you use the app.
So pubs here, they've like especially Weatherspoons, you got an app where you just just order from the phone and they just bring it to your table. So what you can do is you can play table roulette, where basically you would post your table number and the restaurant that you were at,
yeah,
online, and then people would just order you random shit, like
drinks,
a bowl of peas.
So if it was your birthday, people would like slam you with stuff.
Okay. So instead of like saying to mates like, "Oh, come join me for my birthday at this pub," like
You'd
people
say,
like,
"I'm at table whatever in this pub, order me some stuff," and you get like fucking pint glasses of milk turning up, some peas, some like raw onion or something turning up.
Yeah, I learned you had to go to a fish and chip shop to get good fish and chips. I mean, you also got to go to one on the coast. That's where you get the best fish and chips.
Dude, you got to come north.
I would love good fish and chips. I've never had legit fish and chips.
It's even better reason to get up north, Matt.
I'm not a fan.
I would love it.
I'm not a very big fan of fish and chips here. It's too oily. Like yeah. I'll peel away the batter and eat the fish inside. The batter's very.
You'll
very
like
oily.
it, Matt. You'll like it.
Is it that bad, Kirby?
No, Kirby's not British. Don't listen to him.
No, it just like I can feel it plugging my artery.
Yeah, it's some heavy deep friedness to it, Matt, but it's worth it.
No, but you see, you've never been to Ocean Baskets, and that's the place where you get real fish and chips in South Africa. Like South Africa, you get very basic fish here. In South Africa, the fishing industry is huge, so you get really, really good fish.
Yeah, wait till Brexit kicks in.
What kind of fish do they usually use?
It's usually like hake or cod or something like that.
Oh, good cod would be amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of it's cod.
A good
here.
what?
You what, Matt? Someone you want to tell us? A good fish. What?
Fish.
Fish.
Some white cod.
Yes.
It's a big deep fried cod.
That's right, fresh.
Just manscaped cod.
Nice product placement there.
Nice, yeah.
Hey, it's all right. They don't sponsor me. Fuck them.
Not yet. I'll apply.
You're gonna get a box here very soon.
Yeah, that's all right. It's fine with me.
Ball wipes.
Crop mop.
Yeah, but it's
ball wipes.
This was my free gift after 3 months of because you get the free, well, not free, you pay the subscription to get replacement blades, You get that and a gift. And mine was some ball
Crop
wipes.
mop.
That's pretty cool.
Ball wipes.
Yeah, Kirby, you gotta drop me some. Drop me in them.
Get you some. Get your line.
Get
you
my
in there.
crop sorted.
Yeah, get your crop sorted.
Get my combine out.
See, that's true bro love, caring about another's crop and balls right there.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do, you know.
Hey, exactly.
Just, you know. On another note, Kirby, we got like Mike, Travis in the chat. We got Matt and Jessie joining us tonight. I think we've got to open invite all these people to the UK to come hang out with us on our soil.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Gotta
I'll be
love
more
it,
than
haven't we?
happy.
Yeah, we
I'm getting my
both would.
bath. I'm getting stuff redone in the house soon, so place is going to look fucking sweet.
I'm getting a new house.
Swore.
You and hot
Kirby's
tub
got a
and
bar
bar.
on the back, man.
I've got a bar in my backyard, so you don't need to go to the local.
You do. Kirby's bar is fucking expensive.
Hey, we'll
Where's
just have carry-on luggage and bring some liquor over.
That's fine.
Exactly.
I've got big plans. Big plans, Kirby, for the new house. Hot tub, bar, decking, fire pit.
Ooh. I washed my deck the other day. Actually, yesterday.
Any holes to fill?
No, I used my pressure washer to.
Didn't
I
have
bought
to
a
get the
pressure
big
washer.
cork.
No, I didn't have to cork the hole that we drilled. You could barely see the hole. It's quite small.
Yeah, it's a nice tight hole.
Yeah, it's quite small. It's only about 10 mil, but the deck is quite
That's
large.
just
so-
like what the. That's like what have I joined?
I'm just trying not to be a 5-year-old, okay?
Just go for it. We do. Yeah, basically, Matt. I went to Kirby's. He didn't have anything to cover us up from the rain, which he told me wasn't going to rain. It absolutely threw it down.
You know what? I was watching the weather app and
was
was like,
drilling
there's
his
going to be
dick
no
all
rain
night.
for the weekend. The night before, they're like, actually, I'm going to rain a little.
Kirby picked me up from the hotel. Right, he'd been to B&Q that morning and bought a load of tarpaulins.
It's like your
and some
Lowe's.
poles. Lowe's and Home Depot.
Yeah, I was just like, mate, we got to sort this out.
Oh, that sucks, Mike.
Sort it out. I'm usually in London and Cambridge every September, but trip was cancelled in 2020. It looks like 2021. Yeah, I guess so. Well, the following year will be awesome, and I'm sure we can make a plan. We can go to some
Yeah,
pubs.
I'm thinking 2021 with the rate of the vaccines coming out. 2022 international should be a lot better.
Yep. Me and Kirby, as we said, are hoping by February time for World we can get away for it.
Oh man,
Yeah, because I think it'll be all right because the UK's nailing the vaccine, the states are nailing the vaccine.
Yep.
I mean, the states isn't even on the red list at the moment, so we can actually travel to the states. They
go.
in May they're allowing international travel and that.
Yep.
nice.
But no, it'd be really good to actually like hang out with Mike, Travis, and all the people we had on our podcast through World. I don't know if you saw much of it, Matt, but we were raising money for Magic Wheelchair as well.
I did
Nice.
see that. That was awesome.
Kirby, what was our total?
There was a 69 in there, I know that.
Was it
No, it was 69%, or was it?
69% of 1,000? So we were just shy of 700.
Didn't y'all start
Yeah,
out
so-
at $100?
Yeah, our target was $100, and then
And you kept
we had to
bumping
increase
up.
it because
Dude, we just
smashed
increased it. It just kept going.
That's
we
awesome.
smashed it.
That's
I
awesome.
know. A
We
good
smashed
way
it.
to
We had a
see
nice catch up with Christine and everyone. It was really, really nice to hang out with them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's have a look. See.
I'm really anxious to do another project.
So you got to hit us up, Matt. Let's get some international trade
Yeah,
going.
We ended on $517.50, which is 69% of our intended.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, Too Tall Toby got us on the
$750.
69%. He did the maths to make it 69.
Of course he did.
Fuck's sake. Thanks,
Hoping
Toby.
an October trip to Rwanda will happen and be my return to international.
travel.
Rwanda is awesome.
Yeah, Mikey.
I was supposed to
gotta
go to
get over
Rwanda. I was supposed to go to Rwanda at some point because my dad had a hotel out that way. Basically regenerating a lot of the hotels that had been destroyed through the local wars and that stuff. So
Wow.
that was the plan, but it never came through. The trip.
Never been to South Africa. I think it would be fun though.
It's on my list as well, Matt.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
Well, I mean, the way I look at it, it's that's why I like hanging out with you guys and stuff. It's like getting more of a international perspective.
Yep.
Just too often people get closed in on their own little world.
so
And-
so I lived in South Africa. I studied there all the way to the age of 24. I knew 0 people out of South Africa.
Oh wow.
Like the only people I knew out of South Africa were South African friends or family that moved away. I knew no one in other countries. Moved to the UK. I know people all over the States. I know people in Australia. I know people all over Europe. I know people all around the world, and
Awesome.
it's living in a city like London and working in international companies where you get to meet a lot of international people, but also going to conferences like 3D Experience World and SolidWorks World, where I get to meet, like, majority of the people at those conventions are American, but me going out there to meet these people and hang out with Americans, like, I always wanted to go to America, and the only trip I've gone to America kind of on our own was to New York, and that was kind of just doing the tourist things. But I've always had a lot of fun in America with locals saying, hey, if you go here, you do that. If you go here, you do this, or just hanging out with locals and just learning things. Stuff like the chicken fried steak. Like, that's a really cool story for me that I love to tell to South Africans and other UK British people, being like, this is insane, and like I wouldn't have known what was going on if I didn't hang out with locals who knew exactly what was going on.
Yep.
I mean, Rachel does that very well with World, and that is that she'll find the best local places to go hang out, and that's what we do. We go hang out local, and like we wouldn't have had fun at the Goat in Dallas, which is just a bar in the middle of nowhere.
Place.
Yes,
Bad place, but so good fun.
It gave us the opportunity to experience a lot of unique things that a tourist wouldn't even have thought of going to look at or do.
That's one of my things, Kirby, is I think that now obviously Rachel's moved on. Hopefully that element doesn't die out and it doesn't change massively.
So I mean, that's why I'm really keen to do this idea of a road trip or go hang out in Texas for a couple of days with you guys, because you'll show us a completely unique perspective of Texas. I mean, it's one thing that going to World every year is always in a unique city. That the first 2 I went to in LA, which was like Los Angeles, Hollywood, all that stuff. You knew what to do, but when we went to Dallas, it was just kind of like, what is there to see? There was the Big Eye. You've got the place where John F. Kennedy died, and you've got a cool.
That was damn cool to look at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
love to see where Kennedy got shot.
After that, there was nothing. There was not much else to do, other than just hang out with the people there. And I think having it in an obscure city that doesn't have big tourist attractions, like if a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it'd be cool if it was in Anaheim," but then everybody's gonna be hanging out in Disney and doing their own thing.
Be distracted.
It's in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta now, and
everyone's got a mix.
Everybody's going to be hanging out together and just interacting with each other.
Well, that's one of the things I really, really appreciate about 3D Experience World is it brings so many people together, so many cultures, so many perspectives, and it's neat because you get to network and meet so many people from around the world. So I think what you guys are talking about, doing like a little trip or whatever, is amazing. I know that's what Rachel did such a good job of, is bringing so many people together and bringing that networking together, because that builds relationships that continue personally, professionally, and just, it's amazing.
Well, I mean,
that's what we try to do this year, isn't it? We try to.
That's the whole idea of our podcast, is to, we've met so many cool people. We want to put them on a platform where we can have a conversation, where we just chat about, design stuff, but at the same time just chat shit, really.
Right.
But to an audience of, to a whole different audience of people that may not, have known of who you guys are, and what you do. But,
We love you too. Realistically, you two are both amazing. We love hanging out with you. There's so many memories from like Dallas, Nashville. Like that rooftop Nashville thing was unreal.
That was so much fun. I mean, we love you guys too. It's God that night. I mean, from the AT&T building, which looked at the Eye of Sauron, basically watching over.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, I was the devil that night.
That was such a like. The fact that all the other bars just closed early and that place just carried on, and
that place just went. We are not shutting. We are going to start charging people and make some real money.
The music was good. We were just all having fun and just partying. I meant to put this on earlier, but if you guys want to follow Matt and Jessie on Instagram and Facebook, the links are down below as well. Well, there's always a place, and just like you all, I have met a ton of people through World. Atlanta will be my 12th or 13th
year.
It'll be my 5th year.
My 3rd. No, 4th technically, Kirby.
3rd?
No, Dallas, Nashville.
Oh, no, but you're 4th.
4th.
So this one was supposed to be my 5th. Well, it was my 5th. I'll count it. This will be my 6th.
Dude, them 4 years have gone so quick, you know.
It's only been 3. It's only been 3, Johnny. The 4th year happens next year.
Yeah, it just feels like it's gone fast, man.
What's that, Matt?
It was February next year, you said?
Yeah, February weekend of Super Bowl it starts.
Okay. In Atlanta?
In Atlanta, yeah.
Okay.
Piss up.
Yeah, like the idea will be to do some sort of trip before or after World. Whether it's our silly road trip idea or if it's
something else, we're going to do
just flying into Texas afterwards and going hang out with you guys.
I mean, something, but even if it's like maybe even a build, we can finish or prep or something beforehand. Because I don't know.
That would be cool, Kirby. Say we can't do our road trip idea, but we fly into Texas, start building a magic wheelchair with Matt and Jessie for a week. If we
do one, yeah.
Move it to Atlanta and assemble it through the 3 days of World.
That'd be cool. Basically, get it to the modular stage.
Yeah. It'd be a cool idea.
There's a lot of like finishing you could do. Finishing, painting, weathering. I mean, there's so many things depending on the theme of it. It would be so cool to see so many people throwing a hand in helping with it.
Yeah.
Be great content for the podcast. Just do like time-lapse footage of us building.
I know. I mean, what are 2 UK guys in the Texas? Oh my gosh. The content there alone.
Building bridges.
Beer, barbecue, whiskey, guns.
A true soap bill.
So Mike says Atlanta will be number 16 for him.
In South Africa, there's a term for someone like me. Someone who's born in South Africa, leaves the country to live in another country across overseas and that. It's called a soat bill.
Traitor.
Soat what?
Soat bill.
Soat bill.
Peel.
Pill. Okay.
Peel. Like an orange peel.
So soat peel.
Peel.
Yeah, soat bill.
So
which, it translates directly to salty penis.
Oh God.
You can look this up, but someone who immigrates from South Africa to England or America or Australia or anything, it's called the soap bill, because you've got 1 foot in South Africa, 1 foot in say in the United States, and then your penis dangles in the sea.
Dude, this is why this podcast is not sponsored by anyone.
Yeah, it's a genuine expression.
And if you are watching and you have sponsorship opportunities for us, email us at thecallpodcast.contact@gmail.com.
The salty I'm not going to forget that one.
You'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Bill.
There we go. Wiktionary. It's a Wikipedia dictionary. There it is. So named for having 1 foot in South Africa, another one in Great Britain, and the penis is dangling in the Atlantic.
Wow.
Chilly.
You were like almost word for word accurate.
Also shortened to a soti.
Wow.
A SOTI.
Yeah, Soti.
I'm gonna use that on you like so much. SOTI.
Soti. An Englishman.
SOTI.
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 It's an Englishman.
Hey,
Or Englishman.
Look at Mike. He said Atlanta will be number 16.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we definitely got to meet up with Mike and Travis. They're awesome people. Mike supported us on the channel, supported us with a giveaway for some codes.
Oh, he did awesome
guy.
with his certifications.
Yeah, unreal amount of certifications that day.
I imagine 16 years. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, he's
So
working
Matt,
hard.
how old do you think I am?
Oh, back to that.
Oh, gosh. Based off what you were just saying about Kirby being 10 years high, 28. Hot, cold, where am I at?
You're higher than where you need to be.
So I need to go higher or lower?
Lower.
He's a youngling.
Really?
Yep.
Good God, you're a child.
You're drinking with children.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the problem is the child outdrinks most of you.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, he's 24, 25, somewhere there.
25.
Dear God.
25.
I feel so old right now.
25, look 35 according to Kirby.
No wonder you recover faster than I do.
No, dude, that's practice.
Practice.
Nah, that's age. Like I used to recover like you do. 'Cause
Dude,
I'm approaching 31 now.
honestly, Matt, the problem for me and Kirby is when we're at World, we have to show face because people expect us to be there. So it's like, you get in at 3 a.m, you have to be up at 6:30, you have to show face. You do 4 days of it. Buddy system, yeah, we swap nights.
Sleep is for when you get home.
For when you get home. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Dude,
so
the day after World, we were falling asleep.
how old are you then, Matt?
Me? How old do you think I am?
No, we're not going there. This is going to end badly.
38.
You're really close. Very close. 1 year off.
I would say,
What?
39.
Yep.
Fair enough.
He's got that mature attitude.
It's the grays. I'm getting grays in my beard as well. Like my beard's terrible now because I have to wear a mask every day at work and it's ruined my beard.
No,
Like,
but
this
I'm
thing
going to say,
decides to do its own
Kirby,
thing.
Matt and Jessie, really good fun. If you see them at World next year, should we all
Or even
actually
just-
be there in person, you got to meet them, got to hang out with them, say hi, tell them you met them on the Core podcast.
Hey, we'll have
Give
a
them,
drink. We'll have
give
fun.
them a follow as well. Like Matt, you
Give
do
them a follow,
incredible paint work.
I appreciate it. It's
Like,
it's
I mean,
fun.
like you say. I think you were saying you did like car body paints.
Yep.
So like taking that knowledge to droids and that stuff. Like when I was taught how to paint properly, it was using car paints and that. It wasn't on cars, but it was just like you use car. It was painting like MDF super wood boards, and then you use your automotive paints because it doesn't soak into the wood.
right.
And that, like, I had tons of the stuff, and I bought my own compressor
Yep.
and that stuff, and I messed around with it, and I realized how much work goes into it. I was like,
Yep.
nah, pass.
So I reckon Matt Long, move over Sam and Lee. Matt Long is coming for the R2 Builders Club.
There's a lot of talented people.
Yeah, there is. Hella talented.
A lot of very talented people. But that's the cool thing about the different, like with the droid community, just all over the world, is I've been on different chats and such with a bunch of builders, and there are so many talented people, and they're
Yep.
all so cool because everybody has their strengths.
Yep.
And they're all willing to help each other.
Yep.
That's what the coolest things about it is like, well, what are you working on? Cool. Well, have you tried this? Have you tried that?
Yep.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let me do that.
So, like, Sam Prentice is like the 3D guru of the UK, and
Yeah.
Lee Towersy is like Mr. Droid. I've got one of his domes. It's unreal. Like, the whole Lee is unreal.
Aluminum domes.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, Sam's I love Sam. He's a good dude.
Yep. He's doing some cool giveaways at the minute as well with 3D printers. You got to check that out too.
Mm-hmm. He's got some real cool videos. He's got some real cool reviews. He's doing a bunch of real cool modifications on a lot of printers recently as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I was hanging out with him in Chicago at the celebration up there. Yeah, he's a good dude. Him and Oliver both are awesome.
Yep.
Even Lee. Lee's worked on the Star Wars movies.
Oh yeah, he basically gave up his day job to do filming.
Yeah, but the awesome thing about Lee is he's still incredibly humble, and he is a builder. That's where
he started as a builder. Was picked up by Star Wars and has done filming for Lucasfilm and that on all the movies.
Still willing to help, answer questions and stuff like that. He's a very cool dude. They're both very nice.
Yeah,
I got
definitely.
much respect for both of them.
Me too.
I know at the Galaxy's Edge, a lot of the props and that were actually built by the community.
Yes.
Luke had a hand in one of them, Kirby, as well.
Yeah.
I found it last time.
Yep.
At Orlando, I was actually talking to Luke, and he sent me a picture of what his model was. I started scrolling through my photos, and I found it.
Well, Mike's asking what's the best forum, blog, instructions, plan site to build sites to use to build a full-size R2-D2
Mike,
that's fully motorized.
Minefield. So Matt will tell you it's 3D printing. I will tell you get a styrene kit and an aluminium droid and crack on. There's so many different approaches.
There's different ways of doing it depending on how much money you want to spend. If you've got a little printer farm, you can go with a 3D printed version. Or
forum wise, what have you got, Matt? Astromech.net and astromech.co.uk.
Yeah, astromech.net is one of the biggest resources for all kinds of different
massive amount of files.
Parts. They also do part runs. So if you're doing the aluminum, you want styrene skin kits. That's a good way to do it. If you are doing 3D printing, look up on Facebook Mr. Baddeley's Printed Droids.
Michael Badley, yeah.
Michael Baddeley is based in the UK, does some fantastic models, and he has many, many droids. And his Astromech droid version right now is printed. He probably has, 10 different domes and versions of the droids themselves. He just finished an Ultimate Chopper, which is mind-blowing. Aluminum started, aluminum is, of course, the ideal way to do it. It's just the parts runs for it take a little bit of time.
Yep.
You got to find guys that are doing runs on them, or get the actual CAD files and have somebody local machine them. But
in the chat, I've posted the Facebook group for Mr. Baddeley.
Perfect.
I've
seen a lot of guys do aluminum frame droids, skin droids, and even have 3D printed greeblies on them.
Yep.
So you do the resin printers and do the greeblies on those, and you're ready for primer, light scuff, and paint.
Yep. Honestly, Mike,
it depends how much you want to sand and paint, I think.
Yeah, I think, Mike, if you send me a PM, I started an R2 build with styrene and aluminium. Between me and Matt, we'll definitely be able to point you in the right direction.
Your droid there to your right, Matt, that's all 3D printed, right?
Both of them are. They both are. Both Chopper and Q5 are both 3D printed.
And the Battle Droid.
And the Battle Droid.
And 3PO.
And 3PO.
And Dio.
And Dio. And BD1. Now,
what point do you admit you've got a problem, Matt?
Well, I'm not admitting it. That's the first step to recovery.
Less sanding is ideal. I agree. Less sanding is ideal. Or you can just build one out of Lego. Build one out of Lego.
Yes, Legos are fun. But the Chopper and then Q5, they are 3D printed. But inside of them, I have, for the shoulders, I have all thread ride that's going between the two shoulders is actually steel. So I have steel, I have some MDF in some of them, some styrene, 1/4-inch panels. So I have it 3D printed, but I did reinforce it on parts that were wearable. It took more stress. So it's not.
So Matt, one of the guys I know on the UK is the 3D printed droid. He has issues with the ankles on the 3D printed ones where they snap.
Really?
Yep.
First question I would ask are, what is his print settings on the actual ankles themselves?
What is his infill? So he reckons he ran it too low, which is why they snap.
I was going to say,
So
infill on walls.
Yep. So he now has put an aluminium sheet on his ankles to stop it snapping.
Wow. So he's skinning the aluminum parts or the 3D printed parts with aluminum.
With I think it's 3 mil aluminium for the strength on the ankles.
I mean, that will hold it, I guess. But yeah, the thing
that'll do the job.
with 3D printing, though, on especially parts like the ankles or the shoulder joints, you have to make sure, number one, your printer is dialed in so you have really, really good layer adhesion.
Yep.
You have to have enough infill and wall that's a strong part. Because I've seen people that print them that just have like bad layer adhesion, and you get some tension on it, and it'll just play apart.
Yeah, so I think the guy I know who we were at like MCM Birmingham, which is a massive Comic Con event, and his ankles went
Not
left
as massive
side
as
first
London.
and then not as massive. Yeah, it's London MCM.
You said Birmingham.
London, Birmingham, Manchester, they're all MCM. So his left ankle went, and then his right ankle went, and it was like, that's Droid over for the day.
It's like me at my first world.
You just did left, Kirby, you idiot.
Right, actually. Luke did his left. So like a week after I broke my ankle, I met up with Luke, and he had... I broke my right ankle. Luke had ankle surgery on his left ankle. No, it was about a month afterwards, so we're still kind of like hobbling and limping together. We kind of laugh and like, together we make one whole person.
Yeah.
With your powers combined.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
But this has been awesome.
Very good hangout.
Yeah, it's been fun. For sure.
I think I think this is a good point to
wrap it up.
To leave this to wrap it
I
up.
think Matt knows me and Kirby love you and Jessie, Matt. We idolize the work you do. We love drinking with you, hanging out with you. We can't wait to get back to that.
Like our group chat, like we've got a group chat on Facebook that's labeled 2 Texans, an African, and a Brit walk into a bar. This is what you get.
Name. It's such a brilliant name I came up with for that.
This is what you get, and it's awesome. Like it's fun hanging out with you, talking about cool Texas things, talking about your droids, your robots, talking about my deck, talking about Johnny's manscaping problems because he should buy some manscaping products.
No, you should hook me
Kirby
up.
20.
You want Kirby?
I can give you a discount. My discount code is Kirby20.
Don't want your discount code. I want them to hook me up.
That's a discount.
Nah, hook me up for free or not at all.
Wow.
You can use mine.
Kirby, I don't want to share manscaping with you.
This is a partnership, Johnny.
He sanitized it. It's okay.
It's what in that I'm worried about, Matt. But nah, it's been good hanging out, Matt. It's been a while since we had a good chat.
Absolutely. I can't wait to do this in person. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you guys again.
No, we are too, man. We are too.
So,
hopefully in Atlanta.
We want to do something like we want to do something with our podcast at World next year, and we've spoken to
some high
people
ups
there, and they're really keen. They liked what we did, and we want to try and do it. We want to figure out, and I'm always talking about to Sarah, my
bigger,
wife,
better,
and that it's like I want to go to Texas and let's go hang out.
You bringing Sarah,
Jessie.
Kirby?
Oh yeah.
So if we do the road trip, you bringing Sarah?
I think so. I don't know. We've got a whole year to figure this out.
Seriously, Doug, let us know how we can help because we are all on board.
Dude, fly to Boston. We'll get a big ass RV.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We're gonna chat to Sean and see if
We got
some sort of
chat
idea.
to do. We got some time
Whether
to
it's
work it out.
the only kind of trickiest part that I would think is if somewhere up north has a snowstorm and we get snowed in. That's the only kind of
Gotta work
thing.
it out. Maybe we do it the opposite way. Screw Boston, and we'll start in LA and drive east.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Is this idea doesn't have to revolve purely around Boston. The idea of Boston is that's where the headquarters of SolidWorks is.
Yep.
But obviously doing a trip from headquarters to World will be cool, but it doesn't have to be a centered around World.
Yep.
It could be across country.
I think we'll have big plans this year for World, Kirby. Next year, even. I think
it's
even if we ditch the whole road trip idea, there's going to be the core podcast at World one way or another.
It's loose ideas that we want to try and get involved. I think if you want to follow Matt, I think those are your correct socials. I did double check it.
Yes, sir. They look right.
You want to spell check me? Because scientist is a hard word to spell.
I know. It sounds
it's not really.
Spell it out.
No, but you've got to get the I and the E the right way.
I before E, except after C.
Except after C. Yes, I know. Shut up. I'm talking.
Have you spelled it right or not?
But, and then this is where your dyslexia kicks in with the TIST. There's way too many T's in a close space. So it just kind of jumbles up those letters. What, you trying to prove me wrong here, Johnny?
I'm just checking it because it's I before E, except after C. But scientist is it's a bit of a rule breaker, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit bullshit, really.
It's kind of why I like it.
Yeah, you trying to trick us up, Matt, aren't you?
Well, what was also really confusing is your Facebook page is Mad Scientists Workshop. There's an apostrophe S, but there's no S in scientists. It's not scientists. It's scientist.
Well, if it's Mad Scientists Workshop, you fucked the URL up.
No,
right.
This is why I'm double checking.
I'm pretty sure you have them right.
I wouldn't be sure, Matt. We've been doing this for a while now, and he still gets ours wrong.
We've gotten so far that we've doubted the person that made them.
Dude, I can't remember any passwords, so I would give up. Matt, are you happy with them?
Yes, let's just go with that. I think you're right.
Roll it on, Kirby.
Okay. So yeah, your Facebook group is Mad Scientists Workshop, but the @ is at Mad Scientist Workshop. So that one's correct.
Google it, you'll find it.
You Google it.
Use the Google.
And then the Instagram is Workshop. Is WS because you didn't fit in. I think Instagram has a limit to their size of their.
It might have been taken too, to be honest.
He'll come up. Don't worry about it.
It'll work.
The actual links are down in the description. Yeah, so it's at Mad Scientist WS. They're correct. Yes.
Just go
but
down
those links
below.
also.
Ignore everything Kirby's saying. You'll be fine.
Yes. Ignore me. Just ignore me. I'm rambling. Ooh. My stuff's been dispatched by Amazon. Cool.
Dude, focus.
Give Matt and Jessie a follow. Matt, you do awesome paint stuff. It's really awesome. Your Instagram
Jessie does awesome stuff.
Lit. And Jessie, she helps you out a lot. She's your partner in crime. She gets them. She does all the hard labor. You just come in there with the spray.
She keeps me in line, for sure.
Yes,
keeps you in check.
But you also do really good woodworking stuff as well, and you do good work with wood. Which I think is always interesting to see prop makers that are not just stuck with the 3D printer. You're doing cool laser work and woodwork.
Cool woodworking on your little lathe. I think it's awesome, Matt. We love you and Jessie. We can't wait to hang out again. Thanks for coming on today. It's been an awesome.
Yeah, cool. So, Johnny, let's see if I can get this right.
God help us, it's been a while. We are sorry for the little break we had, but we needed some recovery after, what was it, Kirby? 28 hours in 3 days?
Yes, pretty much. Yes, 3 8-hour plus streams in a row. 3 days in a row.
God help us
awesome.
all.
But
on,
if you want to give me a follow, I am at KJ Designs 365.
You want to follow me? It's at Kessel Run Creations.
On Instagram, we are at thecorepodcast.contact. On Facebook, we are at the Core Podcast with the O is a 0. On Twitter, we are at @the_core podcast, and on Facebook and Twitch, we are the Core Podcast.
It's YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, YouTube and Twitch. That's what I said.
You said Facebook and Twitch. You fucked it up.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yes. Thank you very much, Mike, for joining us. It's been fantastic.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Travis. Good to see you in the chat.
If you haven't seen Mike's episode, it's episode 17.
Go check that out.
Mike, go check that out. We'll talk about certification and nerdy stuff in Las Vegas. Matt, it's been an absolute pleasture having you on here with us.
I appreciate it.
It's been a lot of fun. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. It's been a cracking 2 hours. I'm almost out of whiskey, which is great. It means I need to go to the shops tomorrow.
Almost out of rum.
Oh no!
That was a new bottle.
Where's all the rum always gone?
Where's all the rum gone?
Where's all the
It's like Captain Jack over here. Where's the rum?
Captain Johnny Sparrow. All right. Thank you very much for joining. It's been an awesome evening. Thank you, Matt, for joining us. Johnny.
Thanks, Matt, Jessie.
Have fun. See you guys later. Bye.
Take care, guys.